My fault. Coming to the stage, Mr. Jeremy Holmes!
Yeah, I blame Jason for everything. A quick non sequitur before I get started. My friend Kelly Jean is here, and I promised her if she came tonight I would tell this little joke slash story. Because we both went to Catholic elementary school. Yeah. So I'm still recovering. So Kelly Jean, like me, was a very mischievous elementary school kid. And part of the school lunch every Wednesday was animal cracker cookies. So one day, you know, innocent little third grader Kelly Jean takes a kangaroo animal cracker cookie, and she picks it up and she bites off just the pouch, and she laughs and she turns to her friends and she goes, "Look at this! I gave it an abortion!"
Wow.
Yeah. Catholic school was awesome. I wish I had done that just so I could get out of lunch at a Catholic school. All the guilt. But like Angel said earlier, it does kind of smell in here, which makes me think of does make me think of my father. Bear with me. I talked a lot about my dad last week, and I plan on doing the same thing this week because he's an insane person who I love dearly. But he gave me a lot of interesting advice. I don't know how helpful it was. But when I was a teenager, he gave me a lot of dating advice, which is what brings me back to the smell thing. He had a touch of the poet, in spite of the fact that he was an alcoholic truck driver. He's still alive, and I love him, and I don't know, I always paint him in a bad light. But I remember being 14 years old, and he turned to me, this little rhyming couplet he had for me. He said, "Now when you're with a woman, just remember this. It smells like fish, do as you wish. If it smells like cologne, you leave it alone." Sage wisdom from my father. But the thing about my dad is that, you know, you don't expect certain things of your father. You know, you don't expect to go to, say, your uncle's wake, and people around your father's age come up to you and say, "Oh my God, you're Glenn Holmes' son? That fucking kid beat me up all the time. Jesus Christ!" You know, it's like, that's not normal, but you have to understand that my dad had a very simple, direct way of parenting. I suppose like a child psychologist would have said his form of parenting was a classic, an update, a harsh and vulgar update on the classic archetype of making your boy into a man. My dad called it slapping the bitch out of me. So it's slightly different. So what that would mean, and he started early. So imagine, you know, I'm 3 years old, and like all 3-year-olds, I'm incredibly curious about the world. So I come up to him and, you know, "Daddy, why is the sky blue? Why did trees have to die so we could have a wood floor?" You know, and I walked up and I said, this particular time I said, "Why does God let war happen?" You know, I mean, come on. For the parents here, like, that's ridiculous to have to answer that question. He looks at me, didn't miss a beat, and he goes, "That's simple, son. There is no fucking God." I've never lied to you, and I never will, boy, okay? So listen to me. Anybody starts talking to you about Jesus or any of that shit, they're just some asshole in a funny collar looking for your fucking money. You get away from them. Valuable advice. I'll give you a goddamn knuckle sandwich right now. Shut your mouth, boy. Or, you know, "I didn't want to cut the grass." "Oh, I'm sorry, Your Highness. You don't want to cut the grass? Let me tell you something. Life is a shit sandwich. And every once in a while, you gotta take a bite. Cut the fucking grass." I was a finicky eater, so, you know, "Oh, you don't want to have this wonderful meal your mother slaved over all day? I'm so sorry. Hey, honey, what else? How about I give you a wish sandwich? You know what that is? Wish sandwich? That's 2 pieces of bread. You better wish there was something between. Eat your goddamn mashed potatoes." But the best was when he got mad at me, you know, because every once in a while he'd get mad at me or my little brother. And one time he got my brother with, he didn't even catch him with pot, he caught him with empty baggies with just like some seeds and shit. He caught him with like 30 of those that he just kept in his closet for some reason, which is, I mean, granted my brother was 14, but that's pretty freaking stupid. So my dad my dad is just completely frustrated, and after yelling at him for 10 minutes, he finishes the conversation by going, "Boy, sometimes I think the best part of you ran down my leg." Which was funny at the time, but my brother brings it up every Thanksgiving. Just kind of rough. But my dad's best bread analogy, which is also sort of a poem, like the "Smells Like Fish" poem. Unlike that rhyming couplet, this was almost like a haiku. You know, it had like the air of poetry, but it seemed to be translated from another language. It just didn't really fit in English. But I'll never forget, I was 14 years old, and he was sitting me down, and he wanted to explain to me the ways of the world. And he looks at me and goes, "You know, pussy is like a loaf of bread. You take it one slice at a time, nobody ever knows it's gone." Yeah, I don't know what that means either. Seriously, I still have no idea what that means. But like, my 14-year-old mind trying to grapple with what that meant. I mean, imagine 16, when I'm 16 years old and I finally behold the majesty of a vagina for the first time. And like, with the hormones, you're nervous enough as it is, right? But all of a sudden, I'm down there and his words come back to me. It's like a loaf of bread. It's like a slice of bread. It's like you know, enriched wheat flour. Ah! So I panic and I'm thinking to myself, is this a mayo or a mustard situation? No. Bread. The thing though about my dad is that he really did want to prepare me for like the Machiavellian jungle of childhood and dating. And he did a great job. He efficiently slapped the bitch out of me. But you know, advice in dating is only good if you take it. You know, and good advice is not going to beat hormones when you're a teenager, right? So the worst breakup I ever had was an evangelical girl. Who, in spite of the fact that she was an evangelical Christian, was a wonderful girl. So, you know, it was just like, it would be a great conversation, and all of a sudden, she would speak in tongues, you know, seriously. For those of you that don't know what an evangelical is I think, a Greek word that means batshit crazy. And I should have seen the writing on the wall early in this relationship. I called her up and I said, "Hey, you want to go out?" And she was staying with her parents at the time. And she said, "Oh, I can't because my dad's sick." "Oh, your dad's sick? Well, what's wrong?" "Oh, well, we think he prayed too hard." Huh? "Oh, well, we believe that when you pray, you open your soul up to Jesus, but while it's open, demons can attack it. And we're kind of afraid that's what happened." So in the sweetest boyfriend voice I could muster, I said, "What the fuck?" Anyway, long story short, that did not last. But somehow after we broke up, she stayed friends with my mom. She got my mom in the divorce, you know what I mean? And my mom never believed me that she was crazy until she went to the bridal shower for this girl. And at this bridal shower, my mom finally saw how crazy this girl was, because after every gift was opened, they said a prayer. And if it was a really nice gift, like Lennox China, they would actually pray in tongues. "Oh Lord, thank you for this place." It was incredible, you know. What my mom was most disturbed about was 2 copies of a book that she received. It was called How to Be a Good Christian Wife, right? So I told my girlfriend about this, who is lovely, wonderful, charming, beautiful, great human being, but also a Jew and completely confounded by Christianity, like most of us. And when I told her that somebody received a book called How to Be a Good Christian Wife, she looked at me and she said, "Well, what's chapter 1? Lie still and try not to cry?" That's when I know I found love. Thank you guys.